Welcome my students. In this lecture, we are going to study one more application of IC555 timer, that is bistable multivibrator. And also we are going to solve some problems based on IC555. So first let us study bistable multivibrator. In bistable multivibrator, there are two stable states. To make a transition from one stable state to the other stable state, two input signals are required. On the arrival of one input signal, it will change its state from one stable state to the other stable state. And to make a change, to make a transition from other stable state to its previous stable state, one more input signal is required. That is, in bistable multivibrator, two input signals are required. So if we consider the block diagram of bistable multivibrator, there are two input signals and one output signal. Draw the block diagram of bistable multivibrator. Then we can say that there are two input signals. One input signal is called as trigger input signal, and other input signal is called as threshold input signal. And there is one output terminal. The output is a square wave. Both the states are stable. This trigger input signal is like this, and the threshold input signal is like this. Hence, on the arrival of triggering signal, output will change its state from one stable state to the other stable state. And on the arrival of threshold signal, bistable multivibrator will change its state from other state to its previous state. Obviously, it will require positive VCC supply, and this is a ground terminal. So this is bistable multivibrator. Now let us see how such a bistable multivibrator can be constructed with the help of IC555. Let us consider this is the IC555. In IC555, VCC supply is given to pin number 8. So positive VCC is applied at pin number 8 of IC555. Pin number 4, then it is connected to positive VCC. Pin number 1 is ground terminal, and pin number 5 is control voltage terminal. If it is not used, then it is connected to ground through 0.01 microfarad capacitor. There is trigger input terminal at pin number 2 of IC555. So trigger input signal is applied at pin number 2. Pin number 2 is connected to positive VCC through resistor R1, and other input signal is applied at pin number 6, that is threshold input of IC555. Pin number 6 is connected to ground through resistor R2. Output is taken at pin number 3. Output with respect to ground. And this is IC555 timer. Hence, this is the circuit used for bistable multivibrator using IC555. Now let us see how it works. Here pin number 2, that is trigger input of bistable multivibrator is connected to plus VCC through register R1. So when there is no triggering input is present, at that time the voltage present at pin number 2 is approximately equal to VCC. So for example, this is VCC and voltage present at pin number 2, that is trigger input, is almost equal to plus VCC. Similarly, pin number 6 is connected to ground through resistor R2. So when no threshold input is present, if we plot a graph of voltage present at threshold input, that is pin number 6 of IC555, then in normal situation when no threshold input signal is present, the voltage at pin number 6 is almost equal to 0, or we can say it is very low. When input signal is applied, then voltage applied at trigger input makes slightly less than 1/3 VCC. As we can say, this is 1/3 VCC. When trigger input signal is to be applied, the voltage present at trigger input signal is made slightly less than 1/3 VCC for a short time. In the similar manner, when threshold input signal is applied, in normal situation, when no threshold input signal is present, it is connected to ground. When threshold input signal is present, that is, the voltage at threshold input signal becomes slightly greater than 2/3 VCC. Say this is 2/3 VCC. When voltage present at pin number 6 becomes slightly greater than 2/3 VCC, then we can say that the threshold input signal is applied. This threshold input signal is also present for a short time. Now let us see the situation when no triggering signal is there. Then the situation when triggering signal is arrived. Again, let us see when no threshold signal is there, and let us see the situation when threshold signal is present. This is a graph of output voltage versus time. This is the time instant t1 at which trigger input signal is arrived, and this is time instant t2 at which threshold input signal is arrived. Now, if we consider threshold input terminal of IC555, we know that the threshold input terminal of IC555 is nothing but inverting input terminal of lower comparator 2. This is comparator 2. And the non-inverting input of lower comparator is fixed at voltage 1/3 VCC. So if we consider the situation before time t1, voltage present at pin number 2 is equal to VCC. Voltage present at pin number 2 is VCC before time T1. It means that V minus is equal to VCC and V plus is equal to 1/3 VCC. The output of lower comparator is connected to set input of flip-flop. VCC is greater than 1/3 VCC, that is V minus is greater than V plus. If V minus is greater than V plus, it means that V plus minus V minus for the comparator V plus minus V minus is negative. And if V plus minus V minus is negative, that is the output of lower comparator is low. That is output of lower comparator is low. Output of lower comparator is low means there is no any chance of set of the flip-flop, and hence output of flip-flop, that is Q, is equal to 0. That is output of IC 555 is 0 when no triggering input signal is present. So this is the situation when no triggering signal is present. Output is low. Now let us see what happens when triggering input signal is present. When triggering signal is applied at triggering input signal of bistable multivibrator in this way, that is when the voltage present at pin number 2 becomes slightly less than 1/3 VCC, then voltage present at pin number 2, that is voltage present at inverting input of lower comparator becomes slightly less than 1/3 VCC. That is when V minus becomes slightly less than V plus, V minus becomes slightly less than V plus. It implies that V plus minus V minus is positive. V plus minus V minus for lower comparator is positive, that is output of lower comparator is high. That is output of lower comparator becomes high. And output of lower comparator, when it becomes high, which is nothing but the set input of flip-flop, output of flip-flop goes to high state. That is Q becomes 1. So here there is a transition from low state to the high state. And it is continued till the threshold voltage arrives. This is a high state. Now let us see what happens when threshold input signal is arrived. If we consider threshold input of IC 555, we know that pin number 6 is nothing but the non-inverting input terminal of upper comparator. Inverting input of upper comparator, this is comparator 1, upper comparator. Inverting input of upper comparator is held at 2/3 VCC. Output of upper comparator is given to reset input of flip-flop. When threshold input is absent, that is voltage present at pin number 6 is approximately 0 volt, it means that V plus, this is V plus for upper comparator and this is V minus for upper comparator. V plus is less than V minus. Hence, V plus minus V minus is negative. That is, output of upper comparator, output of comparator 1 is low. So, there is no question of reset of flip-flop. When threshold voltage becomes greater than 2/3 VCC, when voltage present at pin 6 becomes slightly greater than 2/3 VCC, like this, at that time V plus becomes greater than 2/3 VCC, V plus minus V minus will be positive and output of upper comparator goes to the high level and flip-flop resets. Flip-flop resets means output Q becomes low and hence output of the bistable multivibrator goes to the low state when threshold input is arrived. So it is clear from this graph that to change the state from low to high, trigger input signal is required. It remains in a high state for a long time till the threshold input signal arrives. When threshold input signal is arrived, then output changes its state from high state to the low state. So to change the state from low to high, trigger impulse is required, and again to change the state from high state to the low state, threshold input signal is required. Okay, so this was the theory of IC 555 timer. Now, in next part, we will solve some problems. First problem is, draw the circuit diagram of a stable multivibrator for RA is equal to RB is equal to 10 kilo ohm, C is equal to 0.1 microfarad and VCC is equal to 6 volt. Using IC 555, determine the frequency and output waveform. RA and RB are given. RA is of 10 kilo ohm, that is RA is equal to 10 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. Okay, remember this thing. K is for 10 raised to 3. So in a given part, you should explicitly write the value of RA in ohm. Similarly, RB is equal to 10 kilo ohm. Capacitance is 0.1 microfarad. That is 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad. Similarly, VCC is given. VCC is equal to 6 volt. So first it is asked to draw the circuit diagram of a stable multivibrator. So let us first draw the circuit diagram for a stable multivibrator. Pin number 8, to which plus VCC is given. If we have to not use pin number 4, then pin number 4 is connected to VCC. Ground is given to pin number 1 of IC and pin number 5 is connected to ground through a capacitor of capacitance 0.01 microfarad. Output is taken at pin number 3 and these two resistors and capacitor is connected in this manner. RA is connected to VCC, then there is RB, and then there is a capacitor and other end of capacitor is connected to ground. Voltage across capacitor is connected to pin number 2 and pin number 6 of IC. So this is pin number 2 and this is pin number 6 of IC. Pin number 2 is trigger input and pin number 6 is threshold input. And the terminal between these two resistors RA and RB is connected to pin number 7, that is a discharge pin of IC 555. This is IC 555. So this is the circuit diagram of a stable multivibrator. Let us find frequency of the output waveform. To find frequency, we should know periodic time of the wave signal present at output of the IC 555. Then we can find frequency, because we know that the relation between frequency and periodic time t is f is equal to reciprocal of t. So first let us find t. Total time t is nothing but the charging time t1, charging time of the capacitor t1 plus discharging time of the capacitor, that is t2. So first let us find t1, then we will find t2. From this we will find capital T, periodic time t, and then we will find the frequency. So let us find t1 first. To find t1, t1 is charging time of a capacitor. This capacitor charges through RA and RB. So this charging time t1 is given by 0.693 into RA plus RB into C. Let us substitute the values of RA, RB and C in this equation. So we get 0.693 into 10 into 10 raised to 3 plus RB, that is 10 into 10 raised to 3 into 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 6. So all these will be in second. So this is equal to 0.693 into 10 plus 10, we will take 10 raised to 3 common, so into 10 raised to 3 into 0.1 means 10 raised to minus 1, 0.1 means 10 raised to minus 1 into 10 raised to minus 6 second. So this is equal to 0.693 into 10 plus 10, that is 20, into this is 10 raised to minus 7 and this is 10 raised to 3. So 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 is 10 raised to minus 4. So this is equal to 0.693 into 20 into 10 raised to minus 4. This comes out to be equal to 1.386 into 10 raised to minus 3 second. Now let us find T2. T2 is the time of discharge of a capacitor, and this capacitor will discharge with this path. Capacitor will discharge through RB through the discharge transistor inside the IC 555. So in discharge of the capacitor, only RB comes in a circuit, and so this time T2 is given by T2 is equal to 0.693 into RB into C. Substituting the values, we will get this as 0.693 into RB is 10 into 10 raised to 3 into 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 6. Again, this will be in second. So this is equal to 0.693. This is 10 raised to 4. 10 into 10 raised to 3 is 10 raised to 4, and this is 10 raised to minus 7. So overall, this will be 0.693 into 10 raised to minus 3. So this is in second. So this is T2. So T1 is equal to 1.386 into 10 raised to minus 3 second, and T2 is equal to 0.693 into 10 raised to minus 3 second. Hence, total time T is equal to T1 plus T2, which is equal to 1.386 into 10 raised to minus 3 plus T2, which is 0.693 into 10 raised to minus 3 second. So this comes out to be equal to 1.386 plus 0.693 is 2.079. 10 raised to minus 3 can be taken as common. This is 10 raised to minus 3 second. So once we know periodic time T, we can find frequency, and frequency is equal to reciprocal of T, that is 1 upon T, and hence frequency is equal to 1 upon 2.079 into 10 raised to minus 3 second. So this is 1 upon second. 1 upon second is hertz. This is 1 upon 10 raised to minus 3. So it is 10 raised to 3. Okay. So 1 upon 2.079 is 0.481. So this is equal to, this is 10 raised to 3. So we will have 481 hertz. So frequency is equal to 481 hertz. We also asked in the problem to draw the waveforms. The charging and discharging of a capacitor takes place in between the two voltages, and the two voltages are 1/3 VCC and 2/3 VCC. So capacitor charges from 1/3 VCC to 2/3 VCC in time T1, and it discharges from 2/3 VCC to 1/3 VCC in time T2. So we should know these values. Hence 1/3 VCC is equal to 1/3 into VCC is 6 volt. So it is a 6 volt, and so this is equal to 2 volt. And 2/3 VCC is equal to 2 by 3 into 6 volt, that is equal to 2 into 2, that is 4 volt. Hence capacitor charges from 2 to 4 volt and discharges from 4 to 2 volt. If we tried to draw the waveforms, then first of all let us draw the waveform of the capacitor voltage. So we will plot voltage across capacitor on y-axis and let us take time on x-axis. Let us take time in millisecond. Now this is say 1/3 VCC, that is 2 volt, and this is 2/3 VCC, that is 4 volt. So at the beginning, capacitor charges from 0 volt to 2/3 VCC, then discharges from 2/3 VCC to 1/3 VCC, again charges from 1/3 VCC to 2/3 VCC, discharges from 2/3 VCC, that is 4 volt, to 2 volt, in this way. The time, let us take this time as time 0. So time required to charge the capacitor from 2 to 4 volt is time t1, and it is 1.386 millisecond. So this time is 1.386 millisecond, and in this time, that is in time 0.693 millisecond, it discharges from 4 volt to 2 volt. So this much time is 1.386 plus this much time is 0.693. So total time from 0 to this is 2.079 millisecond. So this is 2.079 millisecond. Again, if we add 2.079 and 1.386, we will get this much time. In time t1, capacitor charges from 2 volt to 4 volt, that is 2 plus 2.079 plus 1.386, that is this time is 3.465 millisecond. Again next 0.693 second it will discharge, so this is 4.158 millisecond. In the similar manner here, we can draw the output waveforms. Output voltage we will take on y-axis and time on x-axis. Time is in millisecond. This is time t is equal to 0. This is time t1. This is time t2. Again this is time t3, and so on. So the waveforms can be drawn like this. Capacitor at the beginning, when capacitor charges, output Q is high, and that's why Q bar is low and transistor is in off state. So up to this point voltage is high. At time 1.386, output becomes low, Q bar becomes high, transistor becomes on, internal transistor discharge transistor becomes on, capacitor discharges, and it discharges from 4 volt to 2 volt in this time. Up to this time output is 0. Again voltage changes from low to high, capacitor starts charging, output becomes low, capacitor starts discharging, output becomes high, again capacitor starts charging, like this. The output, high output, is approximately equal to plus VCC, so it is say 6 volt, and low output is approximately equal to 0 volt. So in this way, we can plot the output waveform of a stable multivibrator. In this problem, we are asked to find the frequency of oscillation of a stable multivibrator. So, frequency that we have to find out. Given data is RA is equal to 10 kilo ohm. 10 kilo ohm. Kilo means 10 raised to 3. So it is 10 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. RB is 10 kilo ohm. So again it is 10 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. And capacitance of a capacitor C is a 0.01 microfarad. That is, it is 0.01 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad. Here, to find frequency, again we know that frequency f is equal to 1 upon t. So first we find t and then we will find f. Now t is given, t is a total time, that is charging time plus discharging time. Expression for t is 0.693 into Ra plus 2Rb into C. So this is equal to 0.693 into 10 into 10 raised to 3 plus 2 into 10 into 10 raised to 3 into capacitance value, it is 0.01 into 10 raised to minus 6. Resistances are taken in ohm, capacitance is taken into farad. So this time which will be there, it is in second. So this is equal to 0.693 into, we can take 10 raised to 3 common here. So this is 10 raised to 3 and this is 10 plus 2 into 10, that is 20. 10 plus 20, that is 30 into 0.01 means 10 raised to minus 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 and it is in second. So this is equal to 0.693 into 30 into, this is 10 raised to 3 and this is 10 raised to minus 8. So minus 8 plus 3 is 10 raised to minus 5 second. This is equal to, now 0.693 into 30 is equal to 20.79 into 10 raised to minus 5 second. This is what time t. Hence, frequency, which is a reciprocal of this time, is equal to 1 upon 20.79 into 10 raised to minus 5 second. So this comes out to be equal to, this is 1 upon second. So 1 upon second is hertz. This is 1 upon 10 raised to minus 5. So this is 10 raised to 5. And 1 upon 20.79 is 1 divided by 20.79 is equal to 0.0481. 0.0481. Hence frequency f is equal to 0.0481 into 10 raised to 5 hertz. Now out of this 10 raised to 5, let us take 10 raised to 2 into 10 raised to 3. So this will be 0.0481 into 10 raised to 2 into 10 raised to 3 hertz. Let us merge this 10 raised to 2 into this. So it will become 10 raised to 2. Let us multiply it by 10 raised to 2. So it is, this point will shift to 2 divisions in this direction. So it will be 4.81 into 10 raised to 3 hertz. Hence frequency is equal to 4.81. For 10 raised to 3 we will put kilo. So it is 4.81 kilohertz. Third problem is, find the output pulse width of monostable multivibrator for RA is equal to 20 ohm and C is equal to 0.1 microfarad. We have to find the pulse width of monostable multivibrator. So T is asked in this problem. Second, resistance is given, it is 20 kilo ohm, that is, it is 20 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. Capacitance of a capacitor is 0.1 microfarad and it is 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad. Pulse width of monostable multivibrator T is given by equation 1.1 into RA into C. It is 1.1 into RA is 20 into 10 raised to 3 ohm and capacitance is 0.1 into 10 raised to minus 6. Resistance is in ohm and capacitance is in farad. So this time will be in second. So this is equal to 1.1 into 20 into, this is 10 raised to 3 and this is 10 raised to minus 1. This is 10 raised to minus 6. So total this is 10 raised to minus 7. 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 is 10 raised to minus 4. So this comes out to be equal to 22 into 10 raised to minus 4 second. So this is equal to 22 into 10 raised to minus 1 into 10 raised to minus 3 second. So for 10 raised to minus 3 we can write milli. So this will be 2.2 after multiplication into 10 raised to minus 3 means millisecond. So this is 2.2 millisecond. Okay, so this is the end of this lecture. Thank you very much. Remaining problems we are going to study in a next lecture.